It's a new day, a new adventure, and a new travel story. My travel to Yangon was not a straight flight. It took 7 hours layover in Kuala Lumpur, and it only took 1 hour to reach Yangon. Nakakapagod lang nga, but worth it naman. This is the Yangon International Airport, known as the Mingaladon Airport. Ang cozy, malaki at maganda. May kasabihan nga na ang airport daw ay sinasalamin o refleksyon ng isang bansa kung ano ito at kung anong mayroon siya. Considering its distance of 15 kilometers away from central Yangon, I decided to take a night to a hotel just a walking distance away. Hi, good morning. What time is the breakfast?
From 6, starting from 7.
What time is it? Because we have a different time. Do you celebrate Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Naku,
I
na-surprise ko
just
si
want to
Gun.
greet you a Merry Christmas too. I want to greet her a Merry Christmas. Though they are not celebrating Christmas here in Yangon, Myanmar, but I know they should have a Christmas tree here. What's your name? Oh, it's hard to pronounce. It's all long. Tusa.
Yeah.
Shorter than that. Two.
2.
Or sa. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Tusa. Okay. How about getting a taxi to bring me around? Do you assist us? No.
Do you want to Tonga?
Yeah. I want to go to Kabar Ayi in Pagoda because I'm leaving for Bagan tomorrow.
If you want to go at this time, I'll arrange.
No, I have to eat my breakfast first.
Yes.
Can you adjust the time, please?
Yes.
What do you call that?
Is the Myanmar name we call the Tanai Ka.
Can I try it?
Yeah, okay.
Curious lang. Try ko nga. Baka naman maganda sa kutis ito. How much will it cost?
It's not
For
close.
free?
For 2 pounds, only $1. $2.
That what?
No.
Okay.
Is the many like I explained. This way is the
Tanaka is a traditional cosmetic which is used by the Burmese female to protect their skin from penetrating sunlight. Sorry, excited lang. Okay. The Tanaka powder is produced by grinding the bark of the Tanaka tree. This will be my first Christmas presents in Yangon.
Yeah. I think you like this.
Okay.
Please wait. Like the belly
Okay.
on all that.
Oh.
Okay.
Come here. Take note, the two of us.
Yeah, 2
You.
Yeah.
The younger one, the younger version, and the older version.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you. This is the road of Yangon from the airport to the city. Ang linis at napaka-organized. Walang sidewalk vendors or hawkers makita sa daan. By the way, Yangon is not the capital of Myanmar, though it's the most urbanized city. It's Nai Pi Thao. This is Ayikabar Pagoda. This temple was built in 1952 by then Burma Prime Minister U Nu for the 6th Buddhist Synod. In Burma, now Myanmar, the kings traditionally built temples in their honor to stand as a relic of their rule. Kahit saan pala, ang pamamahala ay puso din ng pananalig natin sa tagapagligtas at hindi ito naiiba sa bawat relihiyon. Did you know that out of the 10 ASEAN member states, Myanmar ranks 9th in terms of economic standing? But if you see the premier city, Yangon, it shows otherwise. On the right side, that is the Inya Lake, the biggest in Myanmar. Once upon a time occupied by informal settlers, but later was transformed into a recreational park. You celebrate Christmas? No? What's your religion? Buddhism? Okay. But today is public holiday here in Yangon.
Oh, probably only.
But you do not celebrate Christmas.
No.
Chok Tai Chai Temple is known to house the largest reclining Buddha statue in Myanmar. It was built in 1907. It measures 66 meters long. This is Nga Tat Kye Buddha Temple that houses the five-tiered pagoda. It measures 20.5 feet high. This was donated by Prince MYANMAR in 1558. This is the Swedagon Temple, the most sacred Buddhist temple in Myanmar. It is believed to contain relics of the four previous Buddhas, and this was built on top of the hill of 51 meters high. Today, it's December 25 and it's a holiday in the Philippines because it's Christmas Day. Here in Myanmar, it's also a special holiday, and there are a lot of people here in Swedagon Temple. This is the most magnificent golden stupa in the world. This is the Buddha First Sacred Hair Relic Pagoda, a place where Buddha hair strand is being kept. The hair relic is placed in this area, which is mounted with gold, diamond, and precious stones. Here I met Sir. I think he's going to teach me born day.
So let me check your year,
1962, sir.
the month,
That's March
and then date.
25.
You are Sunday, you see?
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday means type of the planet sun, kinds of the animal, you know?
No.
Garuda, mythical bird, and your lucky number 6, and then your amulet ruby.
Myanmar is indeed a golden land. Everywhere you go in Yangon, there is a glimpse of gold, not only on the physical structures, but also the gentleness of its people and the richness of its culture. This is my third day here in Myanmar. Today is December 26, 2016, and I'm leaving for Bagan this morning. That's about 10 to 12 hours travel time. It's my impression about Yangon. In terms of road network, check. In terms of its people, check. They're very hospitable and very friendly, honest, and very nice. In terms of tourist attractions, yes, there are a lot. In terms of business establishments, check. Ang ganda talaga ng road network papuntang Bagan City. Ang luwag at ang views nakikita mo from here at rolling terrain pa. I am now here in Bagan. Today is December 27, 2016, and we are now heading to the tourist attractions. This is Solon. He is my pilot for today, and the name of the horse is Newmar. You know, it's only 7:30 in the morning. It's a fine day, and we will be seeing the hot air balloon. I was not able to get a flight because it's fully booked, and hopefully my friend in the hotel will be able to get a flight. According to him, he will try his best to get one. Well, the weather here is good. It's quite cold. You see, my friend is in coat, but according to him, I'm a foreigner, so I'm used to it. So I told him, I'm not an American, I am a Filipino. I was not able to bring sweater because the sun is bright. If you see it, there you are. And here are some of the small temples that you can see. I think we're going to what temple?
Before is it, you can go up here, bottom of your picture Buddha before.
Okay.
No esque.
That's the one that your friend is telling me. And I think some of the stupa collapsed. Let's see what happened to that temple later. Here you can also see some of the temples, and this is I think the main tourist attraction here, no other else. And there were a lot of tourists in our hotel. I met someone yesterday. She came from Hong Kong, the other one came from Pakistan, from the US, from Mexico. These temples were erected during the time of King Mindu back in 12th to 13th century. I'm now at the rooftop of one of the temples here in Bagan. My pilot brought me here because according to him, there are less tourists coming here. So I'm just glad he brought me here because I can also see the temples. By the way, we cannot see the hot air balloon. According to my friend, the hot air balloon only happens around 6 to 7 o'clock. It only takes about 45 minutes. Then it will happen again tomorrow morning. Until now, I was not able to get the reservation for the hot air balloon, but going into this area by foot, I think that will suffice rather than spending $390 for the hot air balloon. This is more than enough, and it's not crowded, and you can see the whole thing here. Although there is an advantage if you take the hot air balloon, because within 45 minutes you can see all the temples here around at one glance. This is the good perspective of the Hitilu Minlo temple. If you see the upper portion of the temple, this was damaged by the 2013 earthquake, and now it's being reconstructed. It is a common scenario in third world countries that the place of worship is people's hub for interaction, not only to whom one believes as supreme being, but also amongst people. How much?
$15.
$15? $10?
15, but then
What can you say about me?
the present for you.
Okay.
And give Christmas
Oh,
present
thank
for
you very much.
For
Thank you.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Ah, okay. That's the one.
Sad,
Okay.
neutral, very good.
Okay.
Sun away, pimple away, wrinkle away, mosquito away,
Okay.
makeup.
Okay.
Nyama makeup.
I will smell. It's odorless. Again?
Tanaka tree.
Tanaka tree.
Yeah, nyama makeup.
Ah,
This
okay.
is neutral,
Okay.
very good.
Okay.
Oh, a little bit.
Wow, strict naman ang makeup artist ko.
How old are you?
54.
Now you are 24.
It is true that makeup is a form of art, and it comes in different styles and substances in any culture for that matter. How old are you?
Me? 40.
40. But you look like 16.
Tanaka.
Somebody gave this to Pew Pew. Okay, that's your name. And the dedication says, "Thank you so much for the generosity and kindness you have shown me, even if it was our first time to meet. I hope to see you again when I return to Myanmar. Nina Puentes from the Philippines."
This lady.
Ah, that lady. Nina. Yeah, she looks very young.
She very famous.
Very famous.
Also internet.
Oh, who else? Okay, there's another one from the Philippines. Dear Pew Pew, I am happy that I have met you when I was in Myanmar. You were so kind and friendly. I'm glad that you insisted putting Tanaka on my face. I will treasure the warmth and hospitality that you had shown me. I hope to see you again when I have chance to get back to Bagan. Thanks. John Max Velasco, Philippines. The website is www.markstermino.com. Okay, from the Philippines. See, but Tuyo Pyo Pyo.
Pew.
I'm not coming back here in Bagan, Myanmar.
Yeah.
You go to the Philippines. I will entertain you there. Okay. Bye. Bye-bye. I am now here at Ananda Paya Temple. This is one of the biggest temples here in Bagan. Currently, this temple is being reconstructed because this was affected by the 2013 earthquake. These are not original anymore. They have facelifted it to improve its image. I am now here at Swe Sandal Pagoda. This is the most popular pagoda here in Bagan. I will be going up the temple. Yes! Finally! I have reached the top of the Swe Sandal Pagoda. Oh! By the way, I will show you the best perspective or angle of the pagodas here in Bagan. I will go around the temple. I will show you the spots. This is the east side. This is the north side. This is the south side. And this is the west side. This is more than taking the hot air balloon. At least this will complement. Now I feel happy because I was able to see the whole area, especially the different temples from this view. Okay, thank you. There are many tourists coming in now because they're going to witness the sunset. Before the end of the day tour in Bagan, witnessing the setting of the sun is the ultimate highlight, as this has a meaning on how the pagodas were built by the Burmese ancestors. In ancient times, the sun was believed to be a supreme being. Goodbye, Nomar. This is my 5th day here in Myanmar, December 28, 2016. And I'm now bound for Mandalay. That's another city of Myanmar. It will take me about 10 hours travel time. A bus will pick me here in the hotel and bring me to the hotel in Mandalay. The Philippines is 1.5 hours ahead of Myanmar time. In my CP, the time is 7:47 a.m. By 8:30, I'm leaving for Mandalay. What's my impression about Bagan City? Well, in terms of people, just like the people of Yangon, they're very nice, very friendly. Even though they have hard time to communicate, but they make sure you will feel comfortable. And they are very honest. You can leave your things in the car, leave it somewhere, it won't get lost. Even if you rent a motorbike or a bicycle, you just leave it in the park and it will never... The park is not a paying park, it's a public park, but they are very honest. So in terms of tourist attraction, very amazing. If you see some of my videos, you have to take the chance in coming here to Bagan to just see the 3,000 temples. It's so amazing. In terms of road network, I think government has to pour a lot of money, considering there are a lot of tourists coming in to the city. The roads need improvement. In terms of business establishment, yes, a lot of hotels. There are a lot of hotels, hostels, and inns. And In terms of telecommunication, I do my internet at the lobby. I was in Yangon. The hotel that I stayed in Yangon is just a walking distance from the airport. But then, if I want to do the Facebook, I have to go to the lobby. My recommendation is, I think you have to come to Bagan. It's a very good place. The opportunity to visit Bagan is so much of a pleasure, not only because of its amazing multitude of temples spreading on the plains of the city, but also the lives of its people that envelop in the traces of its history, transforming later a unique community rich in culture and beautiful people, which is worth remembering one like me. Mandalay, my final destination in Myanmar. Such a beautiful city. Okay, thank you. What's my room number?
Sorry, 405.
405.
Yes.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Jack.
Okay, check.
I have two names. My name is Chatuma.
Okay.
Where are you from?
From the Philippines.
Philippines.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm learning to speak English.
Little?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Thank you. Today is my 7th day here in Myanmar, December 29, 2016, and I am now here in Mandalay City. Mandalay City is considered to be the second largest city here in Myanmar, next to Yangon. Would you believe that none of these two cities is considered to be the capital city of Myanmar? The capital city of Myanmar is known as the Naypyidaw. But when we were traversing from Yangon to Bagan and Bagan to Mandalay, we were able to pass by that place, and it's considered rural. I think this is the only country in the world wherein their capital is located in a rural area. Today I'll be visiting some tourist attractions. There are two significant spots I really wanted to visit. One is the Kutudao Pagoda. It's the place where we could find the biggest book in the world that is inscripted in stone slabs. And the second spot that I would like to visit, and this is located not within the Mandalay city but outside, that's known as the Ubay Bridge. The Ubay Bridge is the longest wooden footbridge in the world. But I will try to visit other spots, but these are the only two tourist attractions that I would like to visit. That is the Kutudao Pagoda, the view along the way. This temple is also known as the Royal Merit Temple, and this was built by King Mindomin in 1857. Very amazing. There are 36 small pagodas in a row, and each of the pagoda contains a page of the said book. And what is so amazing about this pagoda, it also contains the most precious stone here in Myanmar, that's diamond. And you can see at the tip of the pagoda. The stone tablets inscribed with the Tripitaka has three parts. The text of the Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. These texts contain the Buddhist teachings written in the Burmese language. There are 729 tablets with 1,460 pages.
The place was built by Upay. Upay is Maya. OCT is the O Amarapura. Amarapura, the capital. The Upay Maya.
Okay.
Maya is the capital during the reign of the King Pakan.
Okay.
King Pakan, 1847.
Okay.
Nearly 200 years. So that's why the famous Upay Bridge. Upay Bridge. The name is Upay Maya.
How many kilometers is that from
Manly to the bridge, Amarapura is 11 kilometer.
11 kilometers from the center of Mandalay.
Central Mandalay, yeah.
Okay. The Ubay Bridge was built in curved shape in the middle. This is to sustain from the strong wind and water. There are 1,089 posts interconnected. I am now here at Ubay Bridge, considered to be the oldest and the longest wooden footbridge in the world. And now you can see different tourists coming in time because they're going to witness the sunset. Ubay Bridge measures approximately 1.2 kilometers. It is made from the remains of the royal palace, which was demolished when the capital city of Ava Kingdom moved to Amarapura. Nowadays, it is known as one of the most visited places in the world by foreign tourists. The busiest months where tourists flock to this area are July and August, when the lake is at its highest. I am now here at Swenandao Monastery. Swe means gold, but this doesn't look gold anyway. According to stories, this is the oldest wooden monastery in Myanmar and the most preserved heritage structure. The architectural design is so amazing. The carvings are stunning. Every design has its story to tell, and it's done with precision. We know that Myanmar is known as the Golden Land. This edifice proves that it is indeed a golden land. I'm now here in Atumashi Monastery. This was also built by King Mindomin when he was not satisfied staying in Winandao Monastery because that time he thought the monastery did not bring him good luck. The monastery was built at a cost of 500,000 rupees. The original monastery was built using teak, a type of hard lumber. It was surmounted by graduated rectangular terraces, Burmese-style tiered and spired roofs. In 1996, Burma's archaeological department reconstructed the monastery using the prisoners. We're now heading to Mandalay Hill.
Yeah, Mandalay
Here
Hill.
we could see the whole Mandalay. This is on top of, we're going on top of the hill.
On top
right?
of the hill, yes.
Okay. I'm now here on top of the Mandalay Hill. This is the highest summit here in Mandalay City. Behind me, you can see the very beautiful view of the city. The Mandalay Hill is a 240 meters hill. It has been a major pilgrimage site for Burmese Buddhists for nearly 2 centuries. It is located to the northeast of the center of Mandalay. The city took its name from this hill. What can we find inside?
Inside there you will see the Buddha image. It was built by King Mindo.
The pagoda was built in 1847 by King Pagan Min on the model of the Ananda Pagoda. It exemplifies an architectural design wherein the artistic interest lies on numerous frescoes and in accordance to the constellation and the different planets. We are now nearing to the Royal Palace. Yes, that is the Royal Palace. Can we get inside?
Yeah, you can inside.
Okay.
You can visit the room, yeah.
Okay. I am now here at the Royal Palace. This Royal Palace is located within the military camp. The Mandalay Palace, as it is also called, is the last royal palace of the last Burmese monarchy. It was designed just like other palaces in Burma, which is a walled fort surrounded by a moat. The palace was the official residence of King Mindon and King Tibau, the last 2 kings of the country. The palace was constructed as part of King Mindon's founding of Mandalay in February 1857. Large portion of the materials used for the construction of the structures inside the vicinity were taken from the palace that was demolished in Amarapura. The palace measures 413 hectares with 2 kilometers long walls, with 3 gates, 640 meters by 15 feet deep moat. We're now heading to the Mandalay International Airport. I'm leaving at 12:55 for Bangkok, Thailand. This is my pilot. I'm having a hard time to communicate with him because he doesn't know how to speak English. The Mandalay International Airport is not located within the center of the city. It took us around 45 minutes to reach there. Along the way, what I can only see are barren lands. And this is opposite to what you can see in Yangon City. But both cities have similar location of their airports that is outside of the center radius. And this is also true with their other transport terminals. The bus terminal in Yangon has a distance like Clark Airport to Makati City. I think that is part of Myanmar's urban plan design. I'm now here at the Mandalay International Airport and there's no Wi-Fi. So I will just upload this once I reach Bangkok. What's my impression about Mandalay City? In terms of people, I think it's their trademark to be very friendly, hospitable, honest, and very accommodating people. In terms of establishments, they have a lot, just like Yangon City. In terms of tourist attractions, yes, very impressive. My travel to Myanmar is not only a great experience, but it is worth gaining memories that could be best for reflection as a foreign tourist. Myanmar is a lot of a country to adventure because it has so much to show, not only in the sphere of the people's spiritual devotion, but also the crafts that define their identity as a nation, the crafts to arts that are ingrained in their way of life. The sculptures, each in their places of worship, project their distinct culture, as well as the character and traits of its people. Indeed, Myanmar is true to what it is known for, the Golden Land, a country with abundance of heritage treasures. They're also good in making handmade crafts. These crafts are made, some of these are made of beads, and these are the work of the women here in Mandalay.
Please return to your seat, put your seat in the upright position, fasten your seatbelt, secure your tray table to its original position, and keep your window shades opened. If you have been using any electronic devices during the flight, such as laptop computers and